All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on into NorCal Sports Network. The NBA kicks its opening night off, and you just maybe watched it. Golden State Warriors looking good. Beat the LA Lakers 119-109. Lakers were without LeBron. Luka Doncic put on the show. The Warriors, team game, and we're going to talk about it. We'll break it all down. We'll talk about some of the keys to this game, what I saw from the players. But first, let us thank our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs at 415-613-9483. That's right, Chapman Law Group. If you got a personal injury situation, make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call. And David Chapman and his crew over there at Chapman Law Group will definitely give you a great service and get you top dollar for that personal injury. So, Chapman Law Group, proud sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. And let them know when you give them a call that NorCal Sports Network is where you heard about it. All right, everybody. We may be joined by Frank Red, Lou Marston. Not sure if they'll make it tonight, but should be, hopefully, one or both will join us. But, man, what a game tonight from Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler leads the way. Let's take a look at that box score together, guys. Jimmy Butler was 16 of 16 from the free throw line, scored 31 points. And I got to tell you, I love the fact that Jonathan Kuminga started and played with Steph Curry on the floor and with Draymond Green and Jimmy Buckets. Jonathan Kuminga looks reinvigorated. He looks like a new player out there to me. He played within the flow of the offense. He hit 4 of 6 from 3 tonight. He scored a total of 17 points. And you had Buddy Hield hitting threes tonight, raining threes, 5 for 10. But to me, and of course, Steph, he didn't have the great game. He was 3 for 9 from the three-point line, but hit the one there at the end that kind of put the game away. And a great coaching game by Steve Kerr tonight. I thought everything looked good. This was the best game I saw of Jonathan Kuminga in his career. He just played just so within the game. He wasn't forcing anything. In fact, welcome back, Deloading. It's basketball time. He says the same thing. Kuminga's best game as a Warrior, looked like a different player and was doing all the little things Kerr loves. You could tell Kerr was pumped. Yes, he definitely was, because he left him out there. Jonathan Kuminga played under control. He was getting rebounds. He was getting tips. He was playing, he had a few fouls that I thought were pretty ticky-tack. He barely bumps Luka in the stomach, maybe the upper body in the chest, just a little touch, and they give the foul. They call the foul. But then when it comes back down the end of the game, Kuminga goes up and same thing, probably even a little bit more force with Luka hitting JK, no call. That's the NBA. That's the way it goes. Because, if you're a veteran, you're always going to get the benefit of the doubt. D-Lo says the ISO drive dump off to Horford was incredible. Yeah, last year he would have tried to force the shot up. He was making reads. How about earlier? I think it was, I can't remember if it was early third quarter or the second half or the first or the second quarter, but Kuminga found Steph for an open three. Kuminga had the ball out, above the 3-point line, and he saw Steph and immediately just, fired a chest pass over to the open Steph for the three. I don't think JK sees that last year or earlier years. He just played with confidence. He looks like he really put a lot into his game in the offseason. And if he can just play this way and not try to become Superman, play within the role, he's going to be the difference maker. He was the X factor, in my opinion, tonight. If you look at his numbers overall, do we still have those? Yeah, let me blow this up. Jonathan Kuminga played 32 minutes, 54 seconds. He actually, by 10 seconds, played more than Jimmy Butler. Pods played 32. I'm not crazy about seeing Pods out there that much personally. Pods is, I don't know. He forces things at times. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm sold on Pods being in the lineup that or playing that many minutes. But Kuminga tonight, again, his line 6 for 11 from the field, 4 for 6 from 3 offensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds, had 9 rebounds, 6 assists. This definitely is his most complete all-around game. Loved what I saw from Jonathan Kuminga. Deloading says Pods and GP2 are probably the worst players for the team tonight, more so GP2. Pods was kind of just there getting cardio in. Yeah, I'm not, I did not like seeing what I saw out of the short minutes that what's his name? Why can't I find him in the Quentin Post? He played 8.5 minutes tonight. He got a couple rebounds. I don't know. He's okay. We didn't see much of Guy Santos. Will Richard, I thought, looked really good. Will Richard is going to get more minutes as this season goes along. Will Richard is a guy that, man, you could see how smart he is. You could see he's already going to fit right into this system. And I really, really liked Will Richard. And Deloading says the same. Hey, we'll get maybe a little into this later, NorCal Sports. I got some thoughts on this. We'll cover the Warriors, but I'm not so sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he's sleeping on it tonight and there's an announcement tomorrow morning. But we will touch on that a little bit later. Yeah. But hey, I'm going to put the link out. I've invited Frank Red. I don't know if he might be late tonight because he's got stuff going. So let me put the link out, and if Deloading wants to hop on and be a guest host with me, hold on here. Let me find out. How do I do that? One sec. I manning the board here by myself, so I've got to go back in here. I got this. What do I got to do? Invite guests. There we go. Copy and paste. There we go. All right. Deloading. The stream or the link is out there if you want to hop in. If you got a few things to say about this game tonight, hop on in. Horford, Al Horford looked good in moments. I thought Al was, he looked a little slow at times on the defensive end towards in that fourth quarter. He got beat pretty good a couple times, but he did play a total of 20 minutes. He had 5 boards, all on the defensive side, only 1 assist. he was minus 10 on the night. He was only him and Will Richard, surprisingly, says he was minus 11, but I didn't think Will Richard was an issue tonight. He looked good to me, what I saw of him, just the way how about Will Richard on that that 3 ball that I'm trying to remember who put it up. There was a kind of an air ball, and Will Richard got it and had the wherewithal to realize the clock shot was expiring, and he put it up right away for the 2. I thought that was great. We welcome D-Loading, the big D up there. How you doing, D-Loading?
What's up, Dan? It's been a while.
Yeah.
How you been?
Basketball season now.
I'm excited. Just been watching the Niners,
Yeah.
getting ready for basketball.
Yeah. Steven Ortega was just asking what I thought of Horford. I thought I had mixed. He looks good within the offense. He forced a couple things, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, they're just easing him in.
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
Kind of have to with a vet like that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about him. How about Buddy Hield going off tonight with the threes? 4 for 6. No, what was he? 5 for 10. 5 for 10. But he hit 3 in a row, I think, in that third quarter. And those weren't just set and shot. It looked like almost a quicker release this year from Buddy Hield, didn't it?
He was shooting deep too.
Yeah, they were deep, and didn't they look like they were a little quicker? Like he was kind of more shooting from the, almost like
he was
from the chest.
He had one over Aiden on the wing that was pretty deep, and it looked like he got it off really quick.
Yeah,
because he kind of has like one whole motion when he's going up and gets it off, but he was kind of firing them off his fingers.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, what was your thoughts on Pods? I was not crazy about him playing that many minutes.
I was talking to my friends about it. I kind of thought he was like the odd man out in this game. I feel like everyone fit in really well and everything was flowing, but every time the ball touched Pod's hands, the offense kind of stalled. So I don't know if they're just trying to get chemistry going or what that is, but I thought he was probably the least exciting part tonight on the team. I thought Kuminga was incredible. Like I loved every single thing he did tonight.
I did too. I thought it was his best game. I was just so impressed watching him, just the way he played. He was you could tell the game's slowing down for him. It's definitely
9 rebounds.
Yeah, 9 rebounds.
9 rebounds.
That's what's going to keep this. Hey, if this guy plays and averages 17, 18 and averages 7 boards, he's going to become Steve Kerr's favorite player.
Oh, 100%.
If he
you could tell, like Steve was loving it too.
Yeah, well, he left him in there. He just let him play, which was awesome. And Jonathan, I think he needs that, and they can maybe heal that. Hey, Insane Sports Talk, I will get to this. I'm going to do a little Giants here at the very end, give you some my takes on this. So we'll cover the Warriors for about another 20, 30 minutes. And then I'll give you some stuff on the Giants. I just want to stay focused on the Warriors right now. Then we'll cover. So if you guys are Giants fans and want to hear my thoughts on Tony Vitello, I will share that with you in about 30 minutes. I think this team, is going to have to, I think guys like Green, Curry, and Jimmy, they're probably not going to play any more than the most, I would say 70 this year, but probably 65, between 65 and 70 games. So you're going to have to look at these guys pacing themselves. They're going to miss a lot of either the front or the back end of a back-to-back. I think they'll strategically, I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Kerr's, it'll change based on how the season's going and the urgency of games. But I'm sure he's got an idea of mapping it out. Like, okay, I'm going to stagger these guys with nights off. Not going to bench all 3 guys on one night, most likely, but there's going to be times where one sits out and then the other sits out. Then, like if you got a back-to-back, you probably will see Jimmy miss the front end or and Steph missed the back end or vice versa. You're going to see a lot
Steve,
of that this year.
Steve already said Horford's not playing any back-to-backs this year.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, the more I think about the pods thing, we're missing like two potential starting shooting guards. Either Melton or Moody could be the starting shooting guard. Either one of them, and that's thrusting Pods into a weird role where he's starting at shooting guard, and I don't think that's beneficial towards him. I think a better spot for him, which they will use him as, is like a ball handler off the bench. So when you do get those shooting guards back, I think it'll fit a lot better.
And then you're also going to get next month, probably sometime in mid-November, 4 weeks, you're going to get Seth Curry that will get re-signed. And there's a shooting guard. There's your off-ball shooting guard. And Melton, I like the way that's going. Moody's out with a calf injury. When's he expected? When he be back?
I don't think he's gonna miss that much time.
Okay,
I can look right now.
All right. While you're doing that, we'll welcome in to the channel Justin Marchesina. How do you say that, Justin?
I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry if that's a name that no one can pronounce.
I should get this. Let me figure it out.
I'll save you the trouble. It's Marchesini.
Marchesini. Okay, is that Italian?
It is.
I should know that. I should Marchesini. Okay, yeah. Hey, we could be being invaded by Italians here if Tony Vitelli comes to the Giants. But what's your thoughts on the Warriors game tonight?
So, first of all, I just say I'm a Celtics fan. So, I want you guys to know that Al Horford is a really good player for you guys, and you guys have a veteran who just won an NBA championship like 2 years ago with us. So I want you guys to take very good care of him if you can.
Oh yeah, Steve Kerr is a champion, and he knows what it is to take care of guys. He's in a perfect spot, Al Horford, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And if it's not with us, I want to see him get one more title before he retires, because I know he's going to retire sooner or later.
That's awesome. Hey, well, since you're a Celtic fan, what's your thoughts on Marcus Smart?
I was just going to ask him that.
Because I don't like the guy. I think he's dirty.
I was praying that they got through that game without Marcus Smart hurting somebody. Yeah, I was praying for it.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I don't like Marcus Smart being on the Lakers. It kills every Celtics fan here in Boston that loved Marcus Smart being here. But hey, you know what? He lost, so I'm happy.
Yeah, he I thought personally he got a flagrant one. I thought it should have been a flagrant two. That's he could have separated Steph's shoulder, and the way he took and twisted it, it looked like an intent to do damage to me.
And I understand he's trying to get payback for what Draymond Green tried to do to him in the 2022 finals, but to do that to Steph Curry is not the way to go.
Right.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, so during
you remember Marcus Smart dove at Steph's leg, and Steph was out the remaining like 2 months of that season because of Marcus Smart. Yeah. And then in Game 3, Marcus Smart dove at Steph again and hurt his leg again. Like Marcus Smart has a tendency to just like go at Steph.
Right,
it's ridiculous.
that's what I don't like. I don't like it because I like Steph Curry. Even though I'm a Celtics fan, I like Steph Curry. He's one of the Warriors that I respect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I appreciate you jumping in here and sharing your thoughts from a Boston Celtics fan's perspective. What do you guys think? Is this a year with Jason Tatum being out? Is it a team that can still make it in the top? Well, the East, they probably still can make it in the top 10. But what are Celtic fans thinking? This is just a year just to not really think about championship aspirations at all.
This is a season of unknown. Like, we don't know how this team is going to be without Tatum. I mean, obviously we still got Jalen, Derek, and Peyton Pritchard. We add Anthony Simons to this team that Hey, Warriors fans, you're welcome. We took him away from the West. So,
Tatum said he's coming back though, right? He said he
uh,
wants to come back at the end of the
he
year.
wants to play this season, but I don't see him returning to like March. So at best, this team is like a 7 for 6 seed, and I don't even see us contending for a championship this season, which I really don't want.
I wouldn't want him to come back. You guys don't have a center or like an actual point guard, and with that type of injury, if he was on my team, I would want him to be healthy and then stay healthy for like another month and a half before you try
Right.
anything with it.
And that's what Joe Mazzulla has said. Like, he's not going to put a timetable on him. He wants him to get fully healthy. And
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And if I was a Warriors fan, like if Steph Curry had that type of injury, I wouldn't want him to play. I would want him to get like fully healthy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, an Achilles is nothing to mess around with, especially if you're not championship contender this year. But I understand from an athlete's perspective, you want to be out there on the floor. You know, that's what you.
It's gonna kill him not to play against the Sixers. But
yeah. Well, hey, Justin, we'll let you go, but thanks for jumping in and sharing your comments.
No worries, Dan. And
anytime, jump in when we throw the link out there.
Oh, absolutely. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm definitely rooting for you guys in the West, not because of Horford, but because I want to see Steph get one more before he retires.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Appreciate it.
Good to hear, Justin. All right, Justin, say it one more time. Marchesini. Okay, March, like the month March.
The month of March. Yes.
Yeah, Marchesini. I got it. Marchesini. Easy. I can say that 5 times real quick. Marchesini. Easy. Thank you.
And hey, Dan, I will tell you one more thing. When the Celtics do play the Warriors, anytime that you do a post game and drop the link out, it will definitely be in here so I can give my thoughts on the game from a Celtics perspective as well.
Awesome. Perfect. I appreciate you being here. Thanks, Justin. Thanks.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
You too. Take care. All right. That was Justin Marchesini. That's an easy name to pronounce once you hear it clearly. Like open my ears a little bit bigger there and catch it. March. Yeah, that's I like that. Marchesini, Vitelli. All right, here we go. So, getting back to this Marcus Smart thing, though, I think if Draymond Green made that move, they would have thrown him out. What do you think?
Probably. I mean, I don't know if you saw the replay, but there's a play on the baseline where they called Steph for a foul when he was trying to box out.
Oh yeah, and then they just
jumped around, wrapped his neck, and like flopped on him, and they called the foul on Steph.
Yeah,
that one was almost more dangerous than the shoulder.
Why Steph wasn't? I mean, Steve Kerr didn't challenge that. I was just like, dude, you're gonna just. There was so many ticky-tack fouls tonight that I'm just like, wow. But yeah, I just I'm not a fan of the way Marcus plays the game, and it seems like there's a personal vendetta against Steph. Like,
I mean, there is. Like, Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year, and Steph walked them down in the finals.
Yeah,
like he's still upset about it. You can tell.
Yeah, and he was whining about every call. I mean, the blocking foul when he tried to get a call on Kuminga right over the half court line, he totally moved his hip right as he was.
Yep.
Kuminga was coming back. Yeah, Green would have been thrown out. He already had a tee. I missed the first quarter because I could have went ahead and I have another way to get all the channels, but I was just like, I was watching the double overtime game between the Rockets and Thunder, and you had to get on Peacock. And so I went to the Peacock and it's like, oh, you gotta pay, right? And you gotta have a subscription. And then I guess you get the free trial, but I was like, you know what? First quarter, I'll catch the second through the third the end of the game. So,
Mhm.
but that was an interesting game tonight. OKC and
Did you see the
Houston.
Kevin Durant called timeout
I
when
was
they
just
didn't
going to
have
say
any,
the same thing.
and
Yeah,
the rest didn't see it?
he's calling timeout, and they saw it. They just didn't.
Totally Chris Webber.
Yeah, he calls. He's like, timeout. Time. He's going like this, and the ref looks at him and ignores him. But I guarantee, if it wasn't Kevin Durant, if that was Jabari Smith, they would have called it and called a technical, and OKC would have won right there. But yeah, they're like, oh man, is Kevin Durant going to be the absolute? What do they call it? It's interesting. They call the GOAT. You can be the GOAT as the greatest of all time, and you can be also the GOAT as the guy that blows it, right? Isn't that what they
I'm
call?
not sure.
Call
I've seen Woe worst of all time, but I don't
Yeah.
know about Goat.
But yeah, it wasn't to be. OKC wins it. Nice rings they got. If you saw Chet Holmgren, it says OKC right in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful big rings. But anyway, I thought Luka. I think this team. I don't know how Luka is going to fare with LeBron on the court.
Well, when's he even coming back? Because he's not even getting reevaluated till mid-November, and sciatica is not something that's easily like it goes away when it goes away. It's not like
yeah, I've had it. I know it's terrible. Yeah,
so
it might be. He might have You might want to check and see if he's got a disc issue too.
But regardless of that, he looked so disinterested and checked out of the game today. I don't even know. He knows that they're moving on from him at the end of this year.
Oh, yeah. He's such a narcissist.
To be traded.
Such a narcissist. I hope the Warriors don't trade for him at this point.
No, they would have to get rid of Jimmy Butler, and
yeah.
I don't see them doing that at all.
I think Jimmy Butler and Steph and Draymond and Horford, I think these guys have that mentality. They want to win a championship, right? And Jimmy's never got one. But having Jimmy throughout the whole training camp and the beginning of this season is going to be a world of difference than him coming in last year when he came in,
Absolutely.
And I think this is going to be, I don't know if they win 50 games or not. It's going to be close. Because injuries, if they got to stay healthy, but they're deep. They are deep.
Extremely.
And once they get Moody and Melton back, and then you get Seth Curry. Now, let me look at this roster real quick here. Pull this up.
People forget they started the season 12-3 last year with Melton. And as soon as he got hurt, the team kind of went off the rails. A lineup with Steph, Melton, Jimmy, Draymond, and Horford as a starting five is such a good starting lineup. And then you have all the depth under it.
Is Will Richards signed as a two-way, or has he got a full contract?
I thought he was a full. I can check.
I'm looking here. There's 13 guys on the roster.
Because I think he signed a 4-year deal. I don't think it was a two-way.
I'm just not sure. I'm looking here at the odd man out, and I think when you get Melton, Moody, and Seth Curry, 3 guys, one guy's got to go because they can have 15 on the roster. They had 13. Tonight.
Yeah, Richards a full contract.
Okay, I think Pat Spencer's the guy that
100%. They have way too many guards.
Yeah, Pat Spencer.
I think they know that too.
And he would probably. I think he is a two-way, right? Or does he have a full deal, Pat Spencer?
I can look.
And you could also see.
I think he's on a two-way.
Okay, yeah.
Let me
He's
check.
the guy that will definitely.
Yeah, he is on a two-way.
Yeah. We have Sean. Hey, Sean Proctor. Hey, Sean. Hop in the show if you'd like. I have the link out there, but I will put it in there again. Sean. All right, hold on here. Let me put that in there. All right. There's the link again, Sean. If you want to pop in. He's yeah, I really was impressed though. I can't get, I'm going to sound like Cyrus here in a minute. I'm just going to keep praise up for Jonathan Kuminga. He was just tremendous. I mean, you didn't see the crazy out of control athleticism where he's just, running like crazy, right? Tonight, what you saw is him playing within control of the offense, looking, set screens, moving off the ball, taking shots when they were open. Welcome, Sean.
Yo.
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. It was just talking a little bit. Look at you, man, right in the middle of the Golden State Warriors. That looks good, right?
Yeah.
Smack in the middle. No, he had that one putback dunk that bounced. That would have been tremendous, but he fired it off the back rim and it bounced out to the between the circles, and fortunately the Warriors got the rebound. But I just it looks to me as he's just found himself. I hope it's not a one-off and just he's gonna revert. But I think
Kuminga?
Yeah, I think Steve Kerr tells him, look, just do what you did tonight, and you will be playing 30-plus minutes every night.
Absolutely. And there's no reason to apologize about the praise because we haven't seen him play like this before. We haven't seen him play inside the game and just let it come to him without him forcing something.
Yeah, he did not force himself tonight.
It's the best I've seen him look.
100%.
Yeah. And it was sorry, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the play that stood out to me that was super indicative. I was on the phone with my buddy Gino, and as at the end of the game, he drove the lane. He either got double teamed or I think someone came from the weak side, and he went up. Old Kuminga would have tried to force it. He either would have gotten maybe fouled, but probably gotten blocked, and he dished it off to Horford for a wide open.
I said the same exact thing.
So to me,
exact same thing.
Yeah, great minds think alike. Yeah, great minds think alike. So I'm I was on the phone with my buddy, and I was like, dude, this is a new Kuminga. This is a new Kuminga right here. He looked great.
Yeah, he looked better without the 00 too. I think the number 1 fits him well. The little
Will Richard looks identical to Poole in his.
Yeah, he does.
Wearing the number 3, and he has the hair up the same way. Poole
he had kind of had the little. Yeah, I like Will Richard. You could tell that this guy wasn't he a 4-year college guy?
Florida.
Yeah, Belmont and then Florida national champ. The guy just. I loved the play where he had the wherewithal to realize the clock shot was expiring and then just put it right back up. That was a key point of the game. That's when the Lakers were making a run.
Well, he had a play immediately when he got put into the game where they dumped it off to Aiden low post, and Will Richard came weak side, stole the ball from Aiden, ran the fast break, and then dished it off to the guy cutting off the wing immediately as he got put into the game. And that's just a super high IQ play. To see that from a rookie in his first game in LA, that's a great thing to see.
Yep. And he drained that 3.
Yep.
So he wasn't scared to take the shot. Took the shot, hit it. Great to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that the Warriors looked deep tonight. Deep. And maybe it's just because I'm so used to them last year, where if Steph came off the court, they just struggled to score. They struggled on everything. And tonight, it just seemed like, okay, you guys want to double team Steph or, throw the whole kitchen sink at Steph, then we'll just pass it out and someone else will take the shot or someone else will drive to the lane and create the 2-on-1. And then you got GP3 or GP2 coming off the weak side, just phenomenal. That play was so beautiful at the end.
Yeah. They still got up 43s tonight, but it didn't seem like they were just hoisting relentlessly, that they were actually going inside, penetrating, and not just settling for the threes tonight, which last year this team got three happy a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
they would be up big, and then they would shoot themselves out of a lead because they would miss 3, 4, 5 threes in a row, and then the other team, they would get the rebound, come down and score, and all of a sudden a 15-point lead is down to 4. And tonight I started, oh gosh, here we go again when they got it to 6. But Draymond's was a big 3 for him in the corner, which he's usually more of a 3 guy from the top of the
Well,
center.
what he is he's normally a 3 guy in the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, his
Yeah.
legs are tired. He doesn't get the lift on the shot. He always bricks it. But he'll hit that shot in the beginning of the game all day long. But
That's
at the end
true.
of the game, that's why they sagged off on him. They're like, oh shit, Draymond wants to take this 3. Yeah, let's give it to him. That's the best shot we can hope for in this possession. And he drilled it. It was great. But you
Yeah.
notice if you go back and watch, he really, really emphasized getting his legs into that shot, and he hit it.
Yeah, that's when he can hit him, is when he really gets set and gets his legs into him. Right. You're right, Sean.
Yep. I was very impressed tonight. I thought Jimmy was super aggressive, just strong. Jimmy
Yeah.
was strong tonight. And I don't know if we can get a whole year of that because of his health, but man, if he plays like that, Kaminga plays well, Steph is Steph.
Yeah, I think
Play
the
good.
key is when you get – I want to see when they get – if they can limit these guys to right where they played tonight, 32 minutes, and in a game where they kind of needed them to play those 32 minutes, it's perfect. But if they've got to play 36 minutes, 35, 36 in games, and Steve usually watches that, especially with Steph. He usually limits them to like 34. But if they can keep these guys to 32 minutes or under in a lot of these games, you think about that, that's like a college game's 40 minutes? You're 32 minutes, you're still missing 16 minutes. You're missing an average of 4 minutes a quarter. That is doable.
Well, I don't know why they would need to push those minutes when if you got Moody coming back, you got Melton. I mean, it's way deeper than last year, man. Way deeper.
Well, and that's really where you saw the sustainability disparity between the two teams tonight. Because if the Lakers Luka played 40 minutes tonight, and he probably had to play all 48 for them to even have a chance. I mean, they kind of made it close, but it wasn't really close the entire game. That team with him off the floor, like if LeBron's not going to be there for 2 months, he's going to be gassed out by December.
Yeah, that's true. He's in better shape. You could see it. You could see his body looks totally reformed, and that's going to help him. I don't know if he's still smoking. I think he was a pretty heavy drinker and a cigarette smoker, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean that's what all Europeans are like that, right?
Yeah, I mean you get off that stuff, get your diet right, and he lost 30 pounds. They said
he's a big beer guy.
My buddy who I was on the phone with, he used to be good friends with like a lot of the old Sharks, and he was good friends with Douglas Murray, who was a defenseman for the Sharks back in the day. From Eastern European, or he was from somewhere over there, and I think Latvia or something. And he used to chain smoke during the season, and just slam booze, just slam beers, hard alcohol, vodka, and chain smoke. I'm like, this guy's a defenseman, professional hockey player, and he chain smokes. That's crazy to me.
Wow. Hey, we're going to welcome in from In the Dungeon show, Big Frank Red. Welcome, Big Frank.
What's up, gentlemen? How you guys doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Got deloading up in the upper right corner. You remember him from last year. And then Sean, I don't think you've met Sean, but Sean's
No. Frank and I go way back. Yeah.
Do you guys? Okay.
Yeah.
Sean's an OG of the show. Yeah.
What's up, Sean? How you doing?
Hey, good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Frank, we were talking about. We were just so impressed with Jonathan Kaminga tonight. It was like a new birth. I mean, the guy looked like all of a sudden, big giant light bulbs went off and the game slowed down, and all of a sudden he's seeing the floor, he's seeing the offense, he's seeing the flow. He had a tough assignment tonight with Luka for sure, because Luka, first game, being in shape, Luka's not tired like he would be if this was game 58. So he had a very tough assignment, but Steve Kerr's just got to be thrilled with the way Kuminga played tonight. Give us your take on that.
Yeah, like most basketball fans and Warrior fans, it was beautiful to watch. But watching Kuminga makes me think about my own basketball journey and the relationships that I have with coaches who were hard on me, but I think at the end of the day, convinced me that they had my best interests. Mm-hmm. And I think when you watch Kuminga and Kerr, I'm sure they've had some deep conversations around not only basketball, but life and upbringings and how that all correlates. And seeing his teammates really support him. I mean, this is some really deep stuff. I also think that Joe Lacob is involved in this because Steve Kerr doesn't have a contract beyond this year. And the idea that Steve Kerr can't coach the Warriors for the next 3 years at $15+ million a year is crazy. I think he loves his job. And by all accounts, Joe Lacob really likes Jonathan Kuminga. And to see him sitting on the bench last year, not being able to maximize his talent or play through his mistakes like some other players have, I think that was unnerving to Joe Lacob a little bit. So what I see is Jonathan Kuminga exhibiting tremendous trust in Steve Kerr's coaching ability. And I see Steve Kerr, even with Kuminga going 1 for 6 to start, saying, you know what? I made some commitments to this young man that I haven't made before. I trust him, and I'm going to see how he responds. And we saw that tonight because this is a young man who has superstar talent. And what he needs is to be coached up, but he needs to be loved and cared for. And I think we saw that tonight, and it's good for the Warriors and good for basketball fans.
I was just thinking every time I looked on the floor, he was in the game, it seemed like. And what was amazing, he did lead the team in minutes tonight. But what I loved the fact that he said, you remember we heard, he doesn't play with Steph. He can play with Jimmy, but he can't play with Steph. Well, tonight he was out there at the starting unit. And the only guy I had an issue with tonight playing as many minutes as he did, and we know it's because guys are out, Melton and Moody, but Pods is going to have to not be the guy that gets that many minutes. He as long as when he's dribble, he had one possession where I was like, are you going to dribble the whole 24 seconds and then have to force a shot? And it was a bad possession. He dribbled for like 18 seconds. And then it's just like the ball was moving when he wasn't on the floor. I thought a little bit better, but we'll see. We'll see. Pods can be good as long as he plays again within the system that they have set up. And he is kind of their only other ball handler besides Steph, right?
What do you think about Pods? I mean, I'm rooting for Pods, first of all.
Yeah.
But when you see Pods, you see a player who has some limitations. And you know how hard it is to make the NBA? I mean, to see some glaring challenges that he has in his game, to still see him play beyond those physical challenges is impressive to me as somebody who played basketball. The reason why Pod plays a lot, he makes physical mistakes. He doesn't make a lot of mental mistakes. You know, he makes mistakes that are annoying, but if you ever played baseball or basketball, it's hard to do some of these things. So as long as he doesn't make the mental mistakes, he's going to get more and more opportunities. But, you know, he answers the bell every time it seems like someone is going to, like, leap above him. You look at Will Richard tonight. Will Richard is a very impressive player.
Yeah, He looked good.
He's impressive. And yet Pods knows that, and Pods will throw up 15 to 20 against Denver on Thursday to get back in good graces. So I just want him to get paid. I want him to get a nice extension, 4-year, $50 million deal, something like that, where he can really start to focus on his development. Because right now, I think he's still trying to prove things to folks, and that's not to his advantage when you have other players who are actually better than he is.
Yeah.
I think just
Go ahead, D-Lo.
talking about the trust aspect that Frank was talking about with Kuminga and Kerr, that's the biggest thing, in my opinion, because obviously Kuminga thinks that he can do so much for the team, and he can. He's immensely talented. But the thing I think Kerr is trying to get on common ground with him is that he can excel in all the aspects of talent that he has, but also help the team. And I think that's why you saw him playing so much tonight, even though he started 1 for 6 or whatever, like Frank said. But you look up at that box score, and he has like 3-4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's doing everything else within the game to help the team out, that Kerr knows like he's going to get his points. Those shots are going to fall. But the fact that he was doing everything else so well, like he got tasked with guarding Luka. He's making all these back cuts, these reads that are perfect. That's where Kerr is going to give him all this leniency to play, is because he's doing everything else that Kerr wants him to do, kind of like Pods. So I was so pumped watching Kuminga play tonight, especially that third quarter.
Would that have been his first double-double in his career if he got it one more rebound tonight? Has he done it before? He was
I'm sure
one
he
shot.
has.
I don't know if he's ever got that many rebounds with the points.
I'm
not
I
sure.
bet he has. I bet he's had. I think he had 10 rebounds that game where he scored 34 last year. At least
Maybe
10 rebounds. Yeah.
Okay.
He has 10 double-doubles.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's just so he's got the double-doubles, but I mean, 6 assists. I've never seen Kuminga get like more than 2 or 3.
Just played within the system tonight. Just played.
Yeah,
within the system.
he just
He looks
played
great.
well, and
Really great to see.
he'll have off nights as every player does in the league, but it was just good to see. Good start, especially after not getting the contract settled until like the second day of camp, and they had to kind of slowly get him into things. I just hope it lasts. I hope if he plays like this, if he plays the majority of the games like he played tonight, they're not going to trade him.
No, it creates an incredible dilemma to have, because everybody knows that contract is set up in a way where when January comes, they can trade him off. But if he's playing this well, like, why the hell would you want to trade him? So regardless, they still have that option, but they're not going to trade him if he's playing like this.
Yeah.
They're
Let's
in a
put it
great
this way:
spot.
if he continues to play like this, there's going to be a lot of teams out there that are going to be upset with themselves that they didn't trade for him,
right? Yep. Or that they didn't try and sign him. But a lot of teams, I think only New Jersey or whatever they are, Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn Brooklyn.
Well, he was unrestricted, right? I'm sorry, he was restricted.
I think they were the only team that had the money this year that could do anything. But although Sacramento tried to get him, and I heard Sacramento, and was it Phoenix, the other team that was trying to get him?
Yeah.
It's a math problem, though. I mean, when you scour the NBA, unless you have identified a player in the lottery that you really want, then maybe you would hold off of that. But the only other name that actually makes sense is Giannis.
Yep,
that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Nobody else makes any sense. So so they want to develop this guy because he's a good player. So
I think I'm
happy for the kid.
I think the one thing that we actually don't even take into consideration, we forget about this. Jonathan Kuminga is 23 years old. He just turned 23 a couple weeks ago on October 6th. He seems like, he's been around for, this is like his fifth year in the league? Fifth year, right. And it's like, remember, he came in at 19? 21, 19 years old. He never played in a system that really taught the fundamentals of team basketball. He got by on raw talent. He played in the G League with what's the team? G League Unite or Ignite or whatever.
Mhm.
I mean,
G
that's
League
just
Elite.
it's just basically throw the ball out there, and it's not a whole lot different than a pickup game in many ways. There's plays and you learn certain things, but the emphasis is on just this raw talent that he's possessed. And maybe the best thing that's ever happened to him is, if we look back on this, it may be the best thing that ever happened to him. He kind of got in the doghouse and got sat and had to learn. I got to learn to play within this team structure. Otherwise, I may be going to Brooklyn where I'm just a star, or Washington, and I can just run and gun, but I'm never going to be on a good team, and I'm never really going to develop my game.
It's the
Tonight,
same thing that
look
it's
like
the same
a
thing that
vet.
happened with Brandon Ayuk. He was in the doghouse, and then he had to learn how to play within the
Right.
system, and then he flourished.
Yeah, I mean,
Same thing.
these guys are getting, I mean, I know we've been on shows together, Frank and I, and we've had this, friendly disagreements with Cyrus at times about, he got so upset that Kuminga did not play a lot. But if you really get into the game of basketball, he wasn't playing within the system. And tonight's game, stark contrast to watching him play in the previous couple of seasons to tonight. And you saw the difference, and he was a difference maker. And yeah, if he's the sole guy and he's like Luka, and you just got to give him the ball, and it's the only chance you have to win because Steph's not playing and Jimmy's not playing. And it's like, okay, JK, you got to just take the ball, take this game in your hands and try and win it. That's a different story. But that's why he was getting the playing time when those guys were sitting, because he could score 30 plus, but he can also average 18 to 20 in this lineup with these other guys surrounding him. And then he completes his whole game by getting the rebounds, playing defense and passing and getting assists. Now you're talking a guy that is going to be he's going to fit right in like, the rest of those Warriors did during those championship runs.
One of the things, though, I think we all have to admit, though, Steve Kerr is not an easy guy to play for, particularly as a young player. I mean, Steve Kerr is one of the winningest basketball players in the history of the NBA. And he played for Pop, and he played for Lute Olson. I mean, and he had a hell of a high school coach, from what I understand. So, Kerr can get into his own echo chamber as well with regards to how he wants to see basketball. And he can convince himself that that's it because he's won 4 championships. With that said, you got to put your arm figuratively or literally around your players. You have to do that. And, Kuminga is a guy who I think in many respects has been told that, you know what, you're great, you're great, you're great. And has not been coached up in a real controlled environment. And when you combine that with when you combine that with immaturity, which a lot of these young, talented players sometimes embody, you have this friction. So I'm just happy to see after 5 years, just like Ralph Barbieri used to say, 2 things can be equally true. Kuminga could be a budding star. And yet he lacked fundamentals. He was a little impatient, and he needed to go through this process. So hopefully, this confluence of all of these different minds is going to play out well for the Warriors and also play out well for Kuminga.
Yeah, good point, Frank. And I would say that he's got to be pretty happy with $24.5 million a year too. And he's got a 2-year. What does he get, a 2-year deal, or is it a 3-year?
1 year's guaranteed.
It's
2 years is guaranteed, right?
Team option.
No. The team has an option for the second year.
Okay.
2 years team option, second year.
Okay. Yeah. But but if he doesn't get paid here, he's going to get paid somewhere else. But you also made a point earlier, Frank, that I hadn't thought of that makes a lot of sense. Steve Kerr is on an expiring contract, and if the owner wants to see his guy Kuminga play, is Steve going to be welcome back if he's riding?
I can tell you
on the bench
that if Steph Curry will not let that happen. I'll just say that. Like, Steph Curry is not going to just accept like a Steve Kerr firing because of a 22-year-old player.
Steve Kerr's not going to get fired.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
not
so
going to get
either.
fired. But Steve Kerr is not the type of guy that's not going to – I mean, Steve Kerr does not want to be the Warriors coach if he has to in any way convince ownership that he deserves his job. That's not who he is. He can go somewhere else and make double the amount of money. But I think he wants to be here. I think he wants to be embraced. And guess what? Joe Lacob has a big ego also. His team is worth $11 billion. So, I mean, these are all tough conversations. I think it's going to work out. But he wants to see Kuminga flourish. It's embarrassing to see Kuminga go somewhere else and prosper when he could do it right here with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. What's your take on this, Sean?
Kuminga?
Yeah, and Kerr. I think Kerr, personally, I think he rides out when Steph leaves. I think that's when Steph goes, Steve goes.
I don't think Kerr wants to coach this team without Steph Curry on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Agreed.
It's pretty clear. I mean, they're just going to go tandem, and when Steph retires, Steve will hang it up, and he probably doesn't need anything else. I think they're
not going to retire for 3 years, though. Steph ain't going nowhere.
Steph's not going anywhere. Steph will play till probably 42. I mean, he doesn't need to. He can sit in the corner like Ray Allen at the end of his career, as long as there's other shooters around, so he doesn't get double teamed. He can sit there all day long, and he can sit there until he's 45.
At the very least, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, not at all, bro.
At the very least, Steph, Dre, Jimmy, and Horford are all set up for this year and next year. So at the very least, Steve is going to get another year on that. Past that, I have no idea. I feel like Steph's going to play longer than Dre.
1,000%.
But at the very least, they're locked in for these next 2 years.
Yeah, Draymond looked old tonight. Draymond looked old to me.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. I mean, this is way, way premature, but you're saying Steph's going to play probably 3 to 5 more years at least.
Mm-hmm.
Does he?
We can only hope.
Do you think he'll finish his career as a Warrior? Or
there's no chance he does not.
There's
he doesn't want
chance.
that like Jordan Wizards thing on his legacy. No. I think
Kobe stayed with the Lakers.
I think 3 is like the limit. I don't think he's the type of guy that wants to take a back seat. I think when he realizes that he's not at the capability he's always been at, like when he feels that decline, I think that's when he'll call it. I don't think he'll like take a step back and be like a bench guy, like shooter type. I think once he knows that it's kind of nearing its end, he'll call it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Unless the team is super stacked, if they have the ability to win a championship, I don't feel like he has to be the leader. If he can tack on another couple and get,
wouldn't it be
6?
awesome if he could get to 6? In time,
oh my God, I want nothing more than him to get to 6. It would be amazing.
Him sitting corner on like a Kuminga-led team, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Hey, oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, if you listen to pods, it's going to be him, right? It's
no
pods.
shot.
Oh, did you hear that?
Get out of here!
Oh my gosh, I never laughed so hard in my life when he said.
I didn't hear that quote, but I heard somebody reference it. What did he say?
Oh,
he was like,
he said, "I'm going to be the guy." He's like, didn't he say that? He's like, "I'm going to be the guy."
He said, "Why not me? Why not me?
Why not me?"
Yeah.
Well,
I love it.
Do you have a couple of hours? Like, no, I'm okay.
I had my friend who's a Pacers fan sent me that, and he's like, "What's going on over there?" I'm like, "I have no idea, dude. I don't know where he's talking from."
You gotta love
I
it
mean,
though, right?
you gotta love
No,
it.
you gotta love
you
the
gotta
confidence.
love it because because it's delusional talk, but why not? I mean,
I mean,
you can say Elon Musk is delusional for his aspirations and the minus the other crazy stuff, but I mean, he dreamed big. I mean, I like that Podge can be inspirational in that regard, and then I want him to button it up when he gets on the court and plays his game.
exactly. And
You know?
Yeah, I heard
talking
one
about-
thing. They said Steve Kerr wants him to focus on lay off the refs, just play the game this
Exactly.
year.
And we're
Yes.
talking about the same guy who was posting sideshow photos of him and Luca last offseason doing the same moves. So I'm perfectly fine with his confidence, but he's got to back up some of it on the court.
That's true. That's true.
That's hilarious. Well, you guys can hang in here. I'm just gonna go another 10 minutes. And
Yeah, I gotta get going, but I
No
definitely
worries.
wanted to come in and say hi to you
All right.
guys.
Appreciate it, Sean.
Yeah,
we're,
good seeing
we're
you
just
all, and
gonna-
I'll jump in every now
All right,
and then
we're
for
just
sure.
going to go another 10
Nice to
minutes
meet you, Sean.
about this Giants manager situation. We got a few Giants fans in here.
Wait, we talk Giants?
But yeah, we're just going to talk about Tony Vitello. I was on a show today back in Tennessee with a guy by the name of Tony Basilio. His last name ends just like mine, Lio. Another Italian. He's going to come on the show right here on NorCal Sports Network Live if Tony Vitello accepts the job. I think we get an answer tomorrow, yes or a no. I got a feeling that he slept on it one more night, and he told his team today they had a scrimmage or whatever workout, or that he hadn't made a decision. He doesn't know what he's going to actually do, but there was some video of him kind of wiping his brow, his eyes. It looked like he might have been a little emotional, like maybe, hey, this might be. I think he know if he's coming, he probably knew that today was his last time on that field.
How could you not take the job of such a storied franchise like the San Francisco Giants? How do you not take that? I mean, I've talked to a bunch of Giants fans who are questioning whether this is asinine, hiring a college coach with no MLB experience who's never even played in the big leagues.
Right. I know a lot of people that feel this way.
I know a lot of people are like, what are we doing? This is a clown show. And then here we are. We can't even get this guy to like jump at the offer. He's like, oh, maybe I want to stay in college. Like, it's not good. It's not a good look.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you guys what you thought about it, because I'm like kind of I'm only 22. So the idea of a younger coach kind of like bringing that fire and energy to a team is really exciting. But I just want to know what you guys think about a hire straight out of college with a team that like has the aspirations to win right now.
I have no problem with it. The only thing that might be questionable is if the players in the locker room will respect and listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Buster respects him and has met with him, and if he offered the job, and Buster was a tremendous player, Hall of Famer, and a veteran that just retired a few years ago from the game, I would think that he sees that this guy commands respect. This guy's a very, very smart guy. He's just not this, you see video of him running in and jumping into the crowd in the stands, having fun, but he's actually a very thoughtful. I mean, this guy, if you watch the MLB draft, he's on the draft show giving an analysis of every player drafted. He knows everything about all these guys.
And he's all about fundamentals too, right?
Yes, very much.
They need that. They need
Does
that.
he have a relationship with Buster?
He does now.
He
Did
did
he?
before though. Yeah.
Not that I know of, but I think they had talked. And then, it was kind of interesting to me. It could be just pure coincidence, but the Giants drafted a kid from Tennessee in the first round this past summer, and then they traded for Drew Gilbert and Tidwell, Blake Tidwell, both from the University of Tennessee. Kind of funny that they have now 3 guys that
yeah. So you got to expect that Buster had a couple of conversations, maybe even before that trade, right? Before they made that trade, asking about those players that the Mets had, that the Giants got, and probably before they drafted the kid from Tennessee. So they probably had a little bit of a relationship.
I mean, because you look at his, I mean, he's kind of had a meteoric rise at Tennessee, but the guy's been assistant coach for a long time. He's a baseball guy, so I mean, high level D1 baseball versus the major leagues. I mean, there's differences, but I would be more focused on his IQ and his ability to manage. I don't necessarily care what the level is. And if they think he's the guy, it doesn't bother me that he doesn't have any major league experience at all. That doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying, though, Frank? Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I was just saying, when he's talking to his college players, like let's say in the middle of the game or there's something going on, the way he speaks to a college kid, an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old kid versus talking to Rafi Devers or, talking to other players that are on the Giants. You can't talk to them the same way you can talk to a college kid.
I mean,
and so can he figure that out, or can that translate? I don't know.
Well, I wasn't referencing your comment because I totally agree with you. I was just thinking about, and I'm not even going to like name drop anything, but I know coaches, very, very successful college coaches who have been able to transition to the professional ranks and be very, very successful. And the reason why is everybody's smart. I mean, you get to that level, you know your stuff. It's the communication skills. As long as this guy has great communication skills, and like you said, he can't talk to young kids the way he talks to grown men with families. So he'll have a veteran coach who's going to coach him along. But as long as his communication skills are fine, then I don't have a problem with it at all.
Oh, he's an excellent communicator, very smart guy. And there's another thing that Buster said. He wants a guy that is passionate and relentless at the job of really putting time and energy into the job. This guy's single. He doesn't have a wife or children, which makes him a perfect candidate.
Oh, the Tom Thibodeau effect. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is, I think the game may be changing going forward. I really do. You got one more year of the current CBA, and then what NorCal Sports Life, he knows women are trouble, smart man. The game might be changing with the next CBA, which might force teams to draft well and develop well and maybe not put a ton of money into these huge contracts. And the other thing is I kind of like the idea of the Giants getting out of this boring doldrums that they've been in for years.
That was my biggest thing.
Oh, yeah.
They are so pathetically boring. And you watch even other, you watch Toronto, they put that jacket on the guy, and then the Mariners are grabbing the trite. The Giants just run through the dugout, hey, and it's like they don't have any of this fire in them. And I think the game might be changing to a more younger game. You watch the games in international ball, Venezuela, the Dominican, Puerto Rico. These guys play each other in the offseason, and they hit a home run. And man, it is a party. And they are cheering and jumping and
well, look what happened after
that way.
I agree with you, Dan. Look what happened after they traded for Gilbert, and he was, in the dugout, like going nuts and like biting people. It stood out so much because the Giants are so boring, and this guy was so different that everyone's like, "What is the swagger? What's going on here? This guy's insane." I loved it. And the team responded, and the team played with more energy, and they won a bunch of games, and then they proceeded to lose a ton of games. But it was different, and I think different is good. And if this guy can bring a little bit of that while still having the class and the gravitas that you need out of your manager, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I listened to
excited.
Tony Basillo on the radio today as he was talking. He said the one thing that might drive Tony Vitello crazy is that you're going to lose 65 games in a season in Major League Baseball, right? That's 97 and 65. You're going to lose 65 games. This guy hates losing, and it just kills him. And he said I could see him if he took the job, maybe wanting out after a couple of years because he can't handle the losing.
He'll enjoy that contract.
Yeah.
He'll enjoy that
Right.
contract.
I said he'll take it a little better. Look at this. When you look at his bank account.
Let me see. $7 to $8 million a year to manage a big league club. He'll be fine.
Living in the Bay Area? What?
Yeah. I mean, this guy. I personally think. Hey, we'll let you guys give a final word. I'll give a final word to you guys here. I think we get an answer in the morning. Just a gut. Maybe way off. It's not going into Friday, okay? Because the World Series starts. So we know it's coming tomorrow or Thursday because they can't announce it. Baseball doesn't want you announcing managerial hires during the World Series. So I think it happens tomorrow one way or the other. And I would be happy with it. I think Bob Melvin, Gabe Kapler, experienced managers. What did the experience do? What did the experience do? They were awful.
500. That's what it got you. 500 ball.
Yeah. So give me your final thoughts. I'll start with. We'll go around at deloading. We'll go to Sean and then Frank, and then I'll close it out. Give me final thoughts on tonight's ball game deloading, and what you see going forward.
I'm just really excited about the depth of this team. Kuminga, I can't wait to see him going forward, if he continues this play style. That's about it. I'm ready to see Max sling it this Sunday. And, yeah, go Niners, go Warriors, go Giants.
All right. Sean.
I'm going to echo that. I was thoroughly impressed with the depth of the team, not even having Moody, not even having Melton. The team looked phenomenal last year in the beginning part with Melton. So I'm really excited. Hopefully he can come back pretty close to where he was at before the injury. And I loved having Horford on the team. He didn't make such a huge impact tonight, but having that size, if he can stay healthy, it's such an upgrade over Big Loon. Gotta love Loon, but he was just struggling towards the end last year. And I think Horford's great. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited about this year. I bet over 48.5 wins. So I think I'm going to
hammer it. Hammer that.
Oh, I did. I hammered it. Don't you worry.
Oops. How can we do this? Let's see. I wanted to get Frank. Oh, I'm doing the wrong. Well,
give it to Frank.
I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get Frank center stage, but I don't know how to do it. If I keep hitting it, no. That doesn't work. We'll go there. We'll go back to there. Frank, what's your thoughts on tonight's ball game, and how do you foresee this team doing this year?
Well, obviously, everything is predicated on the team being healthy.
Right.
But the Warriors look tonight like I thought they was going to look. They are the smartest team in the NBA, which translate into half-court offense. And when I was driving home tonight, it was obvious to me that Steve Kerr is the smartest coach in the NBA. And this season is going to be about sacrifice from the coaches, from the players, the fans. I mean, there's a lot of similarities, I think, to this team and the Valkyries, to be quite honest with you. The Warriors have a lot more talent, but that camaraderie and that togetherness, I think, is going to position this team to possibly win the West and maybe ultimately win a championship this year. I picked the Warriors and the Knicks in the finals. You know I'm a Knicks fan, but if the Warriors won, I wouldn't be upset by that.
Frank,
I would love that.
You do need to penance for one bad. You said a bad word, and I can't have that on the show. So,
really? Are you serious? What's up with that? You can tell me the origin story.
I can't have that on my show, Frank.
Wow.
I gotta say,
you come around, man. What's gonna happen?
I'm never coming around.
I gotta say, it's a terrible week for the Shanahan Kerr haters. It's a terrible week for them. Absolutely terrible.
My
And I
bad,
love it.
Dan. My bad.
That's all
Yeah.
right, Frank. I'm just giving you bad time. We have a little
Dan will
fun on here.
Dan will plug the WNBA once they turn a profit. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly. Hey, look, I put a tweet out the other day because I saw a bunch of NBA college highlights. It was actually some college, and there was guys that were just going above the rim and guys going up and meeting them at the rim and blocking shots. It was a great video. Check out my Twitter. I said, this is why I hate the NBA. I don't like a game that's played that low below the rim. If I could go out and watch a high school basketball game and see better, I don't know. I personally think the WNBA could be actually pretty exciting if they played on 8.5-foot hoops. I would love to see women.
You can't say that. They're going to get mad. They get mad when you mention that.
Well, I don't understand.
They already ripped Shaq apart for that.
Women have. If you go to golf, they play on different tees, way further up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You go and
softball.
Women's softball. Why aren't they playing
closer.
on a major league field? That would be so boring to watch. Right? There'd be no action on a big major league field. But girls softball is actually. I enjoy watching it. It's really competitive and it's fun.
Dan, that's analogous to the length of the games. The men play 48 minutes, the women play 40.
Yeah,
so
but they're still playing on the same court.
Frank, would you like Frank them to play on an 8.5-foot hoop?
No.
Really? Why not?
Because I think that would imply that their skill level can't play in the dimensions that we.
It's not their skill level; it's their.
It's
physical.
The excitement.
We think about Caitlin Clark though. She's playing on a 10-foot rim. She's great. Shoot 3-pointers better than 90% of the guys in the NBA.
True.
So the only thing that an 8.5-foot rim would do was enhance the athleticism of the women. I don't know if I want to see that. I want to see them because guess what? Because of evolution, because of training, you're going to see some women eventually dunk on other women very easily. It's not going to be like, whoopee, somebody dunk. No, it's going to be some women out there who can really dunk on people.
It's not.
Don't they use a different size ball?
Smaller ball. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then if we're being equal, then they should use the same size ball.
Well, no, their hands are smaller though.
Yeah, okay.
That's why the hoops should be shorter so they can.
I think Caitlin Clark's amazing, and the league doesn't even do a good job protecting her. They let her throw her all around the court, and she gets injured, and then she's out. Like the league is stupid.
They're stupid.
The women in the league are so stupid.
Yeah, that's a different issue.
Not going. Yeah, it's a whole separate issue. We need to get into it, but yeah, I think that they should protect their cash cow instead of hammering into the ground.
There. I totally agree.
They should definitely.
There might be more dunks at my intramural game this weekend than there is in the entire WNBA season.
Oh, last thing, Dan, before you go, I want to throw this out there. I don't know if you saw the video that I retweeted of the marketing piece that the NBA and NBC put out tonight, where they were asking the players what if they knew. Like what memories when you hear this music and you think about basketball in the 90s, what memories and they're all like, I wasn't alive, and like on is like it, and then they play the music and then start talking about Jordan and they have the older players talking and then they go into the music with the John Tesh music. Round Ball Rock. Oh my God. Chills, amazing. I love it. It's like 10 times better than anything ESPN's done since they've had
100%.
NBA. Yeah, the marketing was way better. The music tonight was awesome.
Did you see the one I sent you of John Tesh with the orchestra playing that song?
Yes.
Oh, that was so awesome.
In my veins, give me all of that. Brings me right back to my childhood. I love it. I love it.
When I was a kid growing up in New York, John Tesh was a newscaster.
That's right.
He was a newscaster on CBS New York when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not totally comfortable with all of not the play-by-play and broadcasters, but I got to kind of get used to some of the voices and pictures that I'm seeing. But NBC knows how to produce basketball, so it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be better. It'll be better than ESPN.
What I'll miss is the TNT crew, Shaq,
Of course.
and Charles and Kenny Smith and
Well, they're on ESPN
Eddie.
now, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
is that where they're at?
tomorrow night, Dan?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
They're just not on TNT. They're on ESPN.
Oh, okay.
My-
Yeah. Okay.
My
They're on
only worry
ESPN.
is that they will end up changing stuff, but as of right now, they said it's pretty much the same show. It's just on ESPN now.
All right. They
It's the
shouldn't
guys
change
that
thing.
make the show. It's the guys that make
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not the network.
It's those four. It's those four guys that make the show.
And Underdog.
That's right.
Underdog.
Underdog, the guy that they kid around with. He's on the TNT set. He's one of the crew guys. And sometimes they bring him out, and he's kind of this little guy, and they have a fun time with him. But anyway,
Nice.
Hey, great win tonight by the Warriors, 119-109. Star of the game. In fact, you know what? Let's do that. We forgot that, and let's get out of here. Give me one. We'll start with you again at the top. Deloading. Go around. Star of the game. Who's gets your game ball tonight? Just pick out one Warrior.
I'm not going to pick Jimmy Butler because that's easy. So I have to go with Jonathan Kuminga. He was incredible. Right. He got the entire third quarter run started. He was great.
Yep, I agree. Okay, Sean, who gets your game ball tonight?
If I'm not going to take Jimmy Mad Dog buckets, I'm going to go with I'll go with the kid. I was pretty impressed with the kid. Yeah.
Will Richard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't do much, but he hit that three. He had a bunch of hustle plays. He looked like he was playing within the system more than Jonathan Kuminga did the last 4 years. Like he looked good. So that was impressive. I'll pick him tonight.
All right, Frank, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Steve Kerr. I thought Steve Kerr coached a masterful game, and I like what he's doing with his players.
Nice.
Great. I like it.
I feel like I'm 4 years old again. I got a T-ball. Just let me tee it up for me. Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Buckets.
Yep.
All right,
he was
guys.
Awesome. He was such a dog. I love it.
Yeah. Cliff says, of all the major networks, NBC has always done the best, in my opinion, with professional sports. Missed the NHL. They were great on NBC. Yep. So happy to see NBA back on NBC. Great comment there, Cliff. So true.
Thanks, Cliff.
Guys, great having you guys on the show. I'm going to click on the music, and I have to wait 10 seconds because I can't talk over it when it starts. It doesn't let me picks up my mic, so we'll close out here, and let me get that going. For being part of NorCal Sports Network, and we cover the Bay Area. We've got the Warriors. We've got the Niners. We've got the Giants. We'll even get to the Sharks. We'll cover some Cal football. But one thing you'll never see here on NorCal Sports Network. We will not go that low yet.
Good night, everybody.
Maybe they'll give us a sponsor. Good night, Frank.
Bye-bye.
See you. We'll see you on the next show. We'll when you're available, you're always welcome for the post game, Frank.
All right.
Good to see you. All right, everybody. Thanks for being part of the show. Cliff says, will the Big Four be on here first with the Kings post game? Yeah. We'll do a post game for the Kings Warriors for sure, Cliff. I'm not sure who will be here. Deloading will probably be in the house. Frank, hopefully. Sean. Everybody's welcome. Come on in. All right, guys. Good win for the Warriors tonight. We'll be back. Hey, maybe tomorrow night, maybe tomorrow with Giants. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.